Hey, what's up, dudes? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to an Evil Dead the Game update. Now, we don't have the best of news today, but it's still news when it comes to the game. If you guys did not hear, the game was delayed, unfortunately. We'll go further into that, official words from the developers, updates, some things that are going to be added. Before we get completely into it, if you guys do enjoy the video, if you were informed, updated, or entertained, I'd really appreciate a like on the video. And for more Evil Dead the Game updates, Dead by Daylight videos, and fighting game content, please subscribe to the channel for all of that. But let's go ahead and jump into this. So unfortunately, Evil Dead the Game was delayed. These are official words from the developers on Twitter saying Evil Dead the Game will be releasing in February of 2022. Hey Groovy Gamers, we're targeting a new release date to give the team some extra time for polish and to ensure this is the ultimate Evil Dead experience you're all waiting for. They also went on to say this additional time is also allowing us to implement a single player option that will let you enjoy the game when you are without your co-op compadres. We want to thank everyone for your understanding and support, and please stay tuned for more information about character updates, pre-order availability, and the next gameplay video featuring Bruce Campbell, which is all fun, well, and good. Now, I'd be lying if I said this wasn't a little disappointing. Now, let me say why before anyone freaks out and saying, well, delays only mean a better product. One, that's not true. Duke Nukem Forever was delayed for like 12 plus years and it came out and it was trash. But I do feel like a delay in this instance is actually good. The one thing I'm very worried about when it comes to Evil Dead the Game is the gameplay loop. A game that is kind of like this, it's an asymmetrical game, is Dead by Daylight. That has such a gameplay loop, a good gameplay loop, and it's so replayable because of all the perks, all the killers, all the different add-ons and stuff for the killers, the different gameplay styles and everything else. That keeps that game going and going and going, along with the new maps and every cosmetics, everything else that they continue to add. When it comes to Evil Dead, when it's just set in one franchise, the game's based around one franchise, we've seen that before. We've seen that with the Friday the 13th game. Now, there's a few worries for Evil Dead the Game from the Friday the 13th game. Number one is that gameplay loop. In the Friday the 13th game, where it was just based around one franchise, one specific thing, there wasn't a whole lot to do. There wasn't a bunch of different perks, there wasn't a bunch of different characters you could play as or anything else. You leveled up and unlocked a few new Jasons that played a tad bit different. Now, while that game was still extremely fun, the gameplay loop got old moderately fast. And another problem for the Evil Dead game that kind of actually ended the Friday the 13th game and is the reason you can no longer play on their dedicated service and it has to be peer-to-peer or a private match is licensing issues. Now, that is actually something that has plagued the Evil Dead series almost since the beginning, especially with Ash vs. Evil Dead. One of the most puzzling things to me is during Ash vs. Evil Dead, they could not reference Army of Darkness blatantly. They couldn't say, oh yeah, I went to the Middle Ages and met Arthur and also met, you know, all these other people and etc. And I said, fucking give me some sugar, baby, and everything else. They couldn't do that because while they were shooting Ash vs. Evil Dead, they did not have the rights to Army of Darkness. It was not their property to talk about without paying an ass ton of money to whoever owned the rights. So that's a major problem when it comes to the Evil Dead. It is plagued by some licensing issues. We've even seen that recently with Ash supposed to be coming into Mortal Kombat 11 and that never happening due to licensing issues. So that is another thing I'm worried about. I hope they have everything right when it comes to it. I hope they're actually able to do this. I know if it was just Ash vs. Evil Dead, it would be fine. But as you can see in the trailer, Arthur from Army of Darkness is actually in the game. And the other dude, I cannot remember his name, something the Red, is also in the game. So Army of Darkness is obviously in this game. So I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm worried about the gameplay loop. I'm worried about the licensing issues that plagued Friday the 13th and eventually was the downfall of that game. But really the main thing I'm upset about when it comes to this delay is when it comes to a single player option, these are things that should have been thought about from the beginning of development, in my opinion. There has been so much controversy since the Xbox One launched, always online, everything else. You couldn't play your Xbox if you were offline, or a lot of games if you were offline. That's been major controversy for a very long time. So the fact that they didn't think about this, game devs in that industry that know how taboo doing something like that is, aren't doing it from the start and end up delaying their game to implement a single player option right a few months before it's supposed to launch. It's a little weird to me. It makes me feel like that's not the only thing. They might have noticed the gameplay loop too, but either way, it's a little bit disappointing with the reasoning they gave us that, you know, they're adding a single player option, that's the reason for the delays, that wasn't thought about from the start. Now, I get it, every game has a budget, every game has a time limit, but if they were able to delay the game, and the game's coming out on the budget that it has, and they have the budget to delay the game for a single player option, it feels like they could have done that from the start. Seeing as pre-orders aren't even up yet, so they obviously haven't gotten any more inside, or at least external funding from fans or anything else. So it's a little bit curious. I'm still excited for the game. I'm a huge Evil Dead fan. I'm sure a lot of you Evil Dead fans are really excited for this game. This is the first Evil Dead game we've had since the original Xbox and PlayStation 2. Yes, we got Ash in Dead by Daylight, but he barely talks and doesn't do any of his Ash things, so it's not really Evil Dead. This is pure 100% Evil Dead. I'm super excited for it. I hope it doesn't let us down, but I really hope this gameplay loop is fun. It seems like it's either going to be a game, as it looks in the gameplay trailer, that's either going to be fun for 10 to 20 hours, or for like 60 to 100 hours. It looks like it could really go either way. But I want you guys to let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say. Are you disappointed with the delays because they are something, the reason for the delays should have been, you know, thought about when production started? Like, are you disappointed like I am, or are you completely okay with them for the reasoning they gave? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you excited for the game in general? Let me know that too. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Tooten. I've been your host, and I'll see you dudes next time. Peace out.